Welcome to our final video. We will transition now and learn about union, management relations, and grievances. A union is a formal association of workers that promotes the interests of its members through collective action. In the United States, unions typically try to increase compensation, improve working conditions, and influence workplace rules. Over the years, employees have joined unions for two general reasons. They are dissatisfied with how they are treated by their employers, or they believe that unions can improve their working conditions. If employees believe they are being treated unfairly by their companies, they might turn to unions to get assistance with their concerns. The image on the screen shows the major factors that can trigger unionization, such as compensation, working conditions, management style, and employment treatment. Most employers would rather not to have to negotiate with unions because unions affect how employees and workplaces are managed. Unions are often criticized for creating inefficiencies at work that cause waste and poor performance. To prevent unionization or to work effectively with unions already representing the workforce, both human resources professionals and operating managers must be attentive and responsive to employees. Several general trends have contributed to the decline of United States union membership, including those listed on the screen. Industrial and workforce composition changes, the regulation and foreign competitors, economic downturns and high unemployment, and employer resistance and geographic relocations. To some extent, unions may be victims of their own success. Unions in the US historically have emphasized helping workers obtain higher wages and benefits, shorter working hours, job security, and safe working conditions. Some believe that one cause for the decline of unions has been their success in getting those important issues passed into law for everyone. Therefore, unions may no longer be seen as necessary by many workers. The union movement in the United States has existed for more than 2 centuries. During that time, the nature of unions has evolved because of legal and political changes. Labor in the United States is represented by many unions. Regardless of size and geographic scope, 2 basic types of unions have developed over time. Craft union, which is a union whose members do not do one type of work, often using specialized skills and training. The second one is industrial union. This type of union includes many persons working in the same industry or company, regardless of jobs held. Local unions are unions centered around either a particular employer or a particular geographic location. Local unions typically have business agents and union stewards. A business agent is a full-time union official who operates the union office and assists union members. And the union steward is an employee elected by local members to serve as the first-line representative of unionized employees. One important provision to keep in mind is the right to work provision. This section allows states to pass laws that restrict compulsory union membership. Accordingly, several states have passed right to work laws, which prohibit requiring employees to join unions as a condition of obtaining or continuing employment. The laws were so named because they allow a person the right to work without having to join a union. California, as you can see on the screen, is a without right to work laws state, meaning that a person can only obtain employment in a unionized environment if they also join the union as a member, meaning that it is not optional. If that person does not want to join the union, then the employer cannot hire that individual. The process of unionizing an employer may begin in one of 2 primary ways. 1, a union targeting an industry or a company, or 2, employees requesting union representation. Please review details of the unionization process if you haven't, which you can find on pages 223, 224, 225, and 226 of your textbook. It truly is a very interesting and most of the times very emotional process that can take several months from beginning until election and certification. But that's not the end of it. Once the union wins, if they do, the election, the certification takes place. Then the contract negotiation or collective bargaining starts, which could also be another very extensive process. The collective bargaining process involved in negotiating a contract consists of 4 possible stages: preparation and initial demands, negotiations, settlement or impasse, and strikes and lockouts. Throughout the process, management and labor deal with the terms of their relationship. Please review details on this process, which can be found on pages 228, 229, and 230 of your textbook. Employee dissatisfaction is a potential source of trouble for employers, whether it is expressed or not. Hidden dissatisfaction grows and creates reactions that may be completely out of proportion to the original concerns. Therefore, it is important that dissatisfaction be given an outlet. A grievance is a complaint formally stated in writing whether or not a union is involved. The typical division of responsibilities between the Human Resources Unit and operating managers for handling grievances is shown on the screen. These responsibilities vary considerably from one organization to another, even among unionized firms. And that concludes this video, this week's lesson, and this course content as well. But you still have one more week to go, so you can complete your final exam. As a reminder, please submit your initial post in the discussion board for discussions number 11 and number 12 by Wednesday. This week, same as last week, we have 2 discussions for engagement. They are titled Union Avoidance Prevention and End of Course Reflection. Also, please remember to study chapters 5 to 10 in order to prepare for your final exam, which again is happening next week. Remember also that you need to respond to at least 2 classmates by the end of the week on both discussions that we have this week in order to get full credit. It's the last 2 discussions of the course, so don't miss the opportunity to engage. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you one more time next week.